You know something about a Krapimfo? I mean, I'm sure a Krapimpolo, since, the onset of this controversial, child involved in what we call the child abuse, some of them thought it's not right for somebody like a Krapimpolo and his attitude to be considered as a Krapim in the first place, because they don't believe that, the Krapim person can do this, because they're very humble. Even if they have to insult you, they do that in a very humble or in a very humility manner. And so, we are. There's this Krapim guy, and he was. I don't want to mention the denomination of the church he attends, but they visited this church. There's this woman, I beg your pardon, who was Yifufunia Benquine and one knee, all that. So we do I don't want to. So the woman welcomed him nicely. It was I mean, the guy was like, you know what, don't worry, and Kanyamiasam first. We do quietly a bene and one knee, all these palatable, soup and all that. In the day, also said the young way, and we have been a member made I am. If you have been new, send what PBD, no, I'm so, this is where we are, this is the food. There's no point going back, saying, we be more and all that. And so, Cassis idea, what the money worry, Yamia Samian can was what the Yahe, Metibiamo, dear head, the hammer. We on Kanyamia Samozu. We did Fufu feel when the Mekwanga appeal and in wa ending the emerald said the young member made I be a mum. We are Miakayam Sumner or Tammy Bag or see or Sakutinu Cutition, Australia, Sassibitrum, Yam Samso de Tim Hoda, the next time, Meba or Tam the 1942 bag, no see me, you're going to be busy there.
Listening to Dr. Morton on UK's finest GM Radio. The name is the Mixin' Dixon. You tune in and you know this, man.
Okay, you know how we do it. Right, so those are the mainstream radio. So, in spite of all the build and the noise that went on within Krapimpolo's tragedy, if you want, so he's meant to be billed up 80,000 Ghana cedis, and I said, I'm not sure Ghana cedis. Yeah, I still have me humu papa. Nah, I don't know more about Jenna. So a lot of people were like, you know what, poloo, finally his lawyer has bailed her through and all that. But the surety comes along with it. I'm saying it was also provided, including the fact that she can be bailed. No, all these celebrities who couldn't, help her. And now Fia Schwarzenegger, because someone who won't know, and I'm why I said, So until she's able to provide the 80,000 Ghana cedis now, going back to jail. I grabbed that back in. Obofu also wanted. So I didn't welcome real said most of these media houses that seems to be operating without any license. I remember way back when Tim McQuarrie Hayfoot, it was way back when he became the GJ, it was a Ghana journalist, blah, 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 head of the media commission, I remember. People had no means of operating radio. One of the factors I remember, and as one of the ethics was meant that before you operate radio station, at least you might have a little of media understanding, not necessarily certificate. But then no sabi. You need radio who shake crack and manage a radio station. Unfortunately, that is how bad it's come to. So I am not surprised to see all the juju men and fetish priests. So for 20 million Beji Kusia Coco, Kusia Blue, and all of them rubbish.
You're listening to Dr. Morton on UK's finest, GN Radio. The name is the Mixing Dixon. You tune in, and you know this, man.
Okay, so more and more mainstream radio. I'm just giving you about 3 minutes so I can get you loaded on, and then you can play alongside with those on the Facebook, so that it wouldn't feel as if you missed some of the headlines that I started off with. Good morning once again. It's approximately 8 o'clock, just about a couple of minutes. We delve much into serious affairs, both Africa, Ghana. We go beyond the continent of Africa. We're talking much about what's happening in US. Now, Chauvin, that man who murdered Floyd in America, initially last week when we spoke, is to see if he had the choice of, slipping through the government laws that, he could get away with the murder. But thankfully, he arrived at about 3 counts of guilt. They're going to look at the consequences. At least because it's a first-time offender of that nature, he's only going to serve about 12 and a half years. I personally think this is ridiculous. Trust me. Okay, now I remember one of the things that I've talked about last week. We spoke about the law that not seems to be working, and some of them, including law-abiding. There's this guy called a free for Katichi or something. There's this man who'd be very, very angry about the reason why the public don't understand why a Kwepin Polo's issue is hanged on really by the government. Because if it happened to be, say, a government Fufubi and Aneba, whether it's a daughter of Akufo-Addo, things wouldn't have been as it is. And so he thought, you know what, this is not fair. But we couldn't do anything about it. Unfortunately, we'd have to, abide by some of the government's principles. The fact being, once we are, as a government, the law that it makes, whether it favors us or not, at the end of the day, we'd have to abide by it. So Ekwapim Polo said, "Ne papa a government, and I said, ne papa was not a government. What would have happened? Is a question." And so, I mean, what do you also think, or what do you make of this? A free thought the lady is not being dealt fairly with, but I agree to the sense that it happens. The law says that Ekwapimpolo is in trouble. So, what do you make of this? Let me get a track that at least I can start something with. I love this song very much. It's been played quite some time, and then I want you to listen to one of my favorite rap come from Edem, and then Kwakese. Let's start off as go to ginger into most of them. Some of the very topical and very serious issue. I'll say, you did, Chris. I'm not sure he's talking about the government, but it's a question that I'm asking myself.
Don't just stand there and watch.
Don't just stand there and watch.
Well, you just heard the man murder the music like that. You're just gonna stand there and watch.
Hello, I never know to walk about Joe. From my judge, I won't cover Joe. Charlie. Murder. But I got a much I heard. Terra, Towa, go, boy, you Terra. But I see me at your phone. I'm a black Terra. Please pay attention. I'm last to representing. We must go Japan, I'm introduction. Masakula Nitis, your part of your way, Jim, Vivina. Nafaka Fana, for Jonia with Tina. Yambo begin up on the senior. I'm a done a don't move up, be comica. Akaka, what's a G.
Okay, so this one featured Edem, big shots in the hip life industry. Go quite kessy. He could sack himself behind. Most part of the song that I love is the latter part of it. You've got a lady twisting in with some lovely voice. Very soon to be going on the tube line to be looking at how the tube is doing. And they'll come back to the weather before we break into main issues this morning.
Brother, let all the we are moving the pons. We man to try the cons. Dirty door. Papa said you have to floor. Jima we need the saw. When I'm with the buy now, so yeah, no hits. Take your body now, ubos. Muzo wala o ye fit. Soon ya put them tone. Jima we need the stakes. Jai, winning Saja and yeah, Uncle Hammer beats.
You did crazy, last two, you did crazy, you did crazy,
Well, I want to know to the government, is the government crazy? Tell me before my. Okay. Now, at the Central Republic of Africa, there's a fresh classics there. We'll be going to all that. We'll be looking at something concerning Africa. And then finally, we'll be looking at the law abiding itself. Not in a third world country. We realize it's everywhere, in most of the part of the world, as long as you go against the constitution. But Ghana, what is happening? This gentleman's stuff. Hopefully I should get my producer to play this for me. I'm really, really interested in trying to see what he makes of this. I'm sure he's seen it, and something that I'm sure it equally bothers him, if not the fact that I'm the only one who sees this. But, you know, the controversy of Africa and unity is the first thing that I thought it has to be dealt with. Akon, one of the black activists, my man, who made this also, the fact that Africans were not united. You know, he's lived in Europe all his life and feels that, you know, we're not being united. That is why we get these folks not leaving or not leaving to consider Africa as a potential country that can stand on its feet. Now, Chad's new leader, Mahamat Idris, as a new person sworn in after they lost their leader not too long ago. You'll be talking about may his soul rest in peace. Okay, so I'm going to get this video played for me. Let me see what they're going to say, because it's really very, very interesting. If you look at this man, he seems to be very particular about the fact that the law is not favoring you're kind of saying, Ubia say, how do you call it? If you're not known by the government, then it'll be very difficult, you know, to deal with some of these issues. Say, Ekwapimpolo happened to be the child of Akufo-Addo. What would have happened? I'm going for just a short commercial break. The reason I'm still not moving forward because I want to make sure the mainstream radio. But apart from that, maybe we can start with the weather and then come back. But let's repeat the song. I think I love it. He said, you decrease the same song coming from these three people. I don't mean to be very rude to the government, but it's a question of a song that I love so much. You're still here on GN Radio. This is Dr. Morton. It's about 7 minutes past 8 o'clock. And then I'll be going to get my guests, as usual, most of the communication members of various parties, especially in Ghana, that will be talking about this. I believe it's about time we speak our mind. It's about time the government get to know, say, darling J, baby to me, if darling J, a bit to me can get away with it, I can also get away with it. Unless for some reason we're not, you know, the justice we require is not in our system. And this is the government. You know, the lady's been back and forth because he couldn't get just 80,000 Ghana cedis to bail her out. So what is the noise for? Free Ekwapimpolo. We'll come back to that. I think, you know, if she's a sister of yours, and I say, well, you wouldn't, I don't think that you would watch if you have the means of supporting this lady. The same celebrities who thought, let's try the government to release this girl on bail because one yet, Kwakase has a very vulgar word in it. Man, person brought to the public, it's just too early. And yes, I was one known and didn't know we're exposing one. What is the problem? Remember, Cecilia, you know. For your mind, yo, sack, when they go bring the point with the tea, what my lady said, what my honey said, what my shorty said. One time for your mind. Come bring the point, baby. Now, to my niggas on the block, yo. 1, 2, 3, bring it on, yo. Baby, the things you that do me, they make how they feel. Girl, my heart done it for you, my love, not real. I promise on my honor today by your side. I will come tell your mama, say you be my wife. Cause I can be your man, and you can be my girl. I can be your man, you can be my girl. Cause I can be your man, and you can be my girl. I can be your man. Yes, you know what time it is. Sometimes when I sit down to reminisce about the thing we be to do, girl, give me a kiss. Now we got more things to do. This be Genesis. I be you feeling it. Now I have to think of it. If you marry me, think about the benefit. Where you go get
That's the love plus the promises. Me, I be your man, I go deliver my services. Man, go see you are too sweet.
You're listening to Dr. Morton on UK's finest, GN Radio.
The name is the Mixing Dixon. You tune in, and you know this, man.
I'm a Togo Coco Sweat, and I'm Woody. Where you are, you bring me and come to Woody, but you would do it because I'm a jealousy. Time changes, what I want to make a debate. One time for your mind, make it push it up. I be you know what I mean, make a give it up. I tell this I never give it up. Make a see your candy shop, baby girl, show me love. One time for your mind, make it push it up. I be you know what I mean, make a give it up. I tell this I never give it up. Make a see your candy shop, baby girl, show me love. One.
Baby, the things you they do me, they make how they feel. Girl, my heart done there for you, my love not real. I promise on my honor today by your side. I will come tell your mama, say you be my wife. Cause I can be your man, and you can be my girl. I can be your man, you can be my girl. Cause I can be your man, and you can be my girl. I can be your man, you can, you know. Say I like the way you do your things, like the way you say my name. Especially when you're telling me you love me. And in everything you do, you they involve me. True love is working, cause I know they feel no hurting. She know they love no flatting. No way. This is for you and for you and always be true and be true. And even when I'm picking at random, you be the one I'll be choosing. You be my right hand one. When you know they feel like I'm losing. When you watching me, like the sun is scorching me. When you touching me, they make kind of the sing yes song.
Now, so many people they tell me, make a show you, but I swear it be you make my dream come true. She think God, I know.
Okay, so let me give you the weather updates. It said today maximum daytime temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. We have minimum nighttime temperature 6 degrees Celsius. Now sunny, changing to partly cloud by night time, and then sunset 0.49 at 8:10. Now feeling like temperature in degrees Celsius, wind gust in the miles per 12 hour per miles, and then temperature in degrees Celsius is visibility VG. So we'll be going on the tube lines, and then we'll be looking at some of them that seems to be working.
My love wanted.
And then we come back to the main news. There's a lot of people who are stuck in the house, ready to go out, and not very sure how the tube lines are doing.
Baby, the things you they do me, they make how they feel. Yeah, my heart done there for you, my love not real. I promise, say I promise on my honor, and I promise on my honor. Tell your mama, say you be my wife. Cause I can be your man, I can be your man, you can be my girl. You can, cause I can be.
Okay, so the Central Line has severe delays. The London Overground also have what we call it. It said the London Line has severe delays. The London Overground has reduced service. Metropolitan have minor delays. Now the Waterloo has planned closure, and then the Bakerloo has good service. Circle District, City, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee, Northern Piccadilly, Victoria, TfL, Braille, DLR and Tram all doing very well. And so when you're going outside, I don't think it's really going to be a big deal. Just take note of that. But those who weren't able to receive some of the things we're going to talk about this morning, I'm going to give you the topics that we discussed last night. That is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to look at why we noted to be a corrupt country, not just Ghana, but the entire Africa. We're going to find out why we can also abide by the rules, if not some sort of nepotism or friendship or whatever you want to call it in our system. And then we can look at that. Now, those of you who made a lot of noise about Chauvin, the gentleman who killed Floyd, most of them who posted me this, they wanted to be discussed this morning. But if I were you, you find out why. Because he's a police officer. Well, oh dear. Okay. I just got a message saying, look, I'm so angry why Chauvin is giving just 12 and a half years. Now, with the U.S. law, if he's giving 12 and a half years, at least we consider it like that. I even believe, sir, even if he did not get anything at all, that would have been what the Nixon say Floyd murder has been in vain, that he couldn't get justice served. And so we'll look at all that in a minute after we're playing a bit of this.
Do you know what time it is? Check it.
The reason Sarkodie's birthday was yesterday, and so I played this quite a few times just to say happy birthday to him.
I promise on my honor today by your side. I will come tell your mama, say you be my wife. Cause I can be your man, and you can be my girl. I can be your man, you can be my girl. Cause I can be your man, and you can be my girl. I can be your man.
You know what time it is. Sometimes when I sit down to reminisce about the thing we be to do, girl, give me a kiss. Now we got more things to do. This be Genesis. I be you feeling it. Now I have to think of it. If you marry me, think about the benefits. Where you go get the love plus the promises. Me, I be your man. I go deliver my services. And go see you are too sweet for my comedies. If you my nigga kill beats, give me melodies. Please, if I go wrong, take apologies. And you get the ball, just make a foot the penalties. See how I don't gas. That means I for you, give me this. I'm a Togo Coco Sue and I'm a Jibudi. Where you bring and come at you with the body with the because I'm a me jealousy. Time changes, what I want to make a debate. One time for your mind, make it push it up. I be you know what I mean, make a give it up. I said this, I never give it up. Make a see your candy shop, baby girl, show me love. One time for your mind, make it push it up. I be you know what I mean, make a give it up. I said this, I never give it up. Make a see your candy shop, baby girl, show me love. One.
Baby, the things you they do me, they make how they feel. Girl, my heart done there for you, my love not real. I promise on my honor today by your side. I will come tell your mom.
Okay.
You be my wife.
We have the best of technical producing. Big Joe, thank you very much for rectifying that. We went a bit off for some reason. I'm not sure whether it's the music. I might as well just put it off, play something that is quite acceptable on a YouTube channel. But hey, this morning, now we're going to look at what the stories are. So first of all, the story says thousands flee from fresh clashes from the Central African Republic. This is a UN source that provided that news. A poloo saga triggers the above the law syndrome as what level or magnitude of crime is unpardonable. We have all these things to talk about. What do you make of this? If you think we are a country that seems to be favoring some people and leaving the rest, we can talk about that as well. All right, Mr. Frank Lanyon, Hakim, say good morning, Dr. Morton. I'm watching you live from home. Big Joe, I'm going to get Big Joe to play the first story concerning maybe the Krapim Polos and Nasa Agrada story, one of these things. I'm going to see which one we can play and then see how it goes. A gentleman who was duped and I said deceived by Agrada, and then we can go to the rest of the story. I'm trying to get people to know what happened in the camp of Agrada, who's picked up yesterday in the morning, And then let's say those who've been fighting with her for some time, I'm very happy to see, sir. This is some of the things that is going on. When we finish, and then we can play a Pimpolos, and then we go on and on. Hopefully today, I try to open the phone lines a little early, somewhere around 8:30 or something, and then we can talk about it. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's about time we deal with all these issues equally, whether you're government's child or your parents or your family as part of the government. It doesn't mean you can get away with the law, you know. So be very mindful of that. I'm not going to say that I am happy what Akrapim went through, but if you look at the video and some of the things the lady said during the course, they're trying to keep down these shabby way of dressing of young ladies who are trying to expose themselves. You know, on the way back, I think, now, if they sat down, it was covering their knees and everywhere. But now the ladies of today, you know, dress very shabbily, have so much of self-exposure of the skin and meat, and oh dear, it's so embarrassing. And so I want to applaud the law that at least Ekapim Polo serving as an scapegoat. Yes or no? We're talking about this. But hey, what do you also think? What do you make of the law that seems to be ready to be dealing with these things? Are we going to leave our young women, you know, going very shabbily like this all the time? What is going wrong? How come we can't do anything about it instead of just watching them mess about? There's this Trini Jones, who's your friend, is saying there's a guy called Trini Jones, and then he's always on the government's necks. You know, our leaders are fools. Excuse my language. Our leaders are fools, and he's always comparing America to Ghana. But I don't know. Recently, he's been cautioned to tone down with the way he talks about the government. He doesn't seem to be ready to listen at all. Looks as if as long as he's ready to bash the government, the fact that, you know, there's injustice and corruption in the system. Okay, so I'll play a commercial break. I'll be back in jiffy, and then I'll try to get Big Joe to play this for you in no time.
Ejidifo mama ye na onyame ase efise oye na na adrai wo hoda. Amen. Asafo awondinde Crossway Revival Baptist Church ene tonsa afrewi. Hooray! Eye inauguration 2021. Onyankopon ama ne homre so ama asafo awondinde Crossway Revival Baptist Church akosi biai ewo East Legon, Michre Ghana. Ejidifo nyina Mose Merade. Asemuti ayebegyina so de apadwumadi ho ntama the glory of the cross. Asafo within the Crossway Revival Baptist Church ene frefree wose bra ne yenka mom ne ensum erade yen trontrom ne yenyine din kronkron na ye ene nti no October 3rd 2021 ene yebepa asori ho ntama anopa nonkron edikosi awia donkro mekire 9 a.m. edikosi 1 p.m. na hyene nso jumedi bebre na ebekoso efi 27th September edikosi 3rd October afempeme being enu eduonu baako enu nti bra osofo panyina jumedi si ne nan so Reverend Kumani Jemfi ose bro otonsa fro bibia ejidifo nyina ekirikyiri ne benche yentwummen ne yentrontrom onyankopon nyine din kronkron na ye obehu Crossway Revival Baptist Church ewo Callis House 28 na Oboshi Street East Legon Extension Accra Ghana obetumi afre won 0783 036 2228 0751 828 9202 bra nien kamom nien sumerade
Hobi beyawa efiadie
I am Bo.
ewiase so bi banya wo a ene yare nanso pastanti shalom be pie mu o man mu de mente so bi ade yare asiri obi da won a wakɔ ne ho nyina ya dansedie nko a onyame nam ne dom so ayi akyia na ko a ye nananmo bi biduru a no mo de sa yare wa ema ebi mu di mfinhia wo ha ne aduonu ane wo ha ne akire no ode ba pie ya man mu a sabre de ode gi yankwa dodo no a na wo diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, high cholesterol, koko, anasa ni dane, ana obi a wani so ye usisi, arthritis, anasa sasabro, fibroid, skin rashes, bema o yire fra o comfort, e won paso, ana oba wo pa wo. Inti Shalom Herbal, e your last stop. Ono de, wo de anya ye krom, ahama, ene ye nubina, ena sabre o de san yare. Se mama yare bi din a, na no ntia se oni na duro. Gise wadru pastor Inti Shalom Herbal. Aso ansa no what the American see you. Enti wo a wutie me. Yare ba no agya tumu se we dia wo yare no. Na Syria sahini Neman, e yare kwata. Na wapa anu aduru a. Nanso ebra oti onyame akoa, odifo Elisa anka, na okwahunu no. Onyame fa ne so, esa ne yare. Enti yare bia wonam mu. Yare bia etete wo. Yare bia ha wo no. Enne frɛ Pastor Shalom. I was 074 48 60 6263 and 079 30 65 7750 or 079 84 02 4164. The landline UK is 0203 65 20 297. So what Germany so what your friend was
gidi yetu mi ka ba enkasotum abepe sika gari o sika gari wondinu na etu enkofu ma ba amu bepe sika gari no esewoni enso ka kire na na ganda onyakupo isanu se wotena siem na enkofu mu ni bie no o mati na nya bie na nya se puto wa ha me ba ko na jimi sam.
Now, for those of you who don't understand the Ghanaian language, this is the practice of rituals in Ghana lately. And I will show you a few excerpts of those who go to these camps of fetish priests. We saw two people, lynching or killing a mate of them over these rituals, the fact that they go for money rituals and all that. Just stay tuned. If you don't understand, I'll bring you the understanding not too long, but at least see what happens in the camps of these fetish priests.
So one also abanana gradanche se kagaria ene nananu madaroma wo de adom no ma ehwa dansi bia ba no
ha bo ko wona am se sigara na tirambai o de sene bai actually 2000
abona mane ama nana gradanche ne se kakra ode bae no won fantu kukuo ni mu na afi nananu mu enyina so na omonye na bisade emfa emano
yes as sika gari usi edi na etu sika gari
mu nana grada ene nananu mu enya isawoso wajina nananu mu sia ajina nananu mu nyam na wasre Skagari no.
So you don't have okay, the same 2000 or Sikagari. Say I'm bua wo mo kita kese na sanso na mo.
Anti make say oye duma habo. Nemum abrabum kuriase nei. No mo e dia ma ne pa. na wate na agrada nkanti wɔse wɔba no ho ɔsutum na sika gari wabɛgye bi ɛde akɔ na ɛgu so a ɛne nananom ɛnya nsawasoɔ ɔne nananom ɛnya nkitahodie na wasere sika gari ɛde ama aberanteɛ no sɛ nana ahyɛ aberanteɛ no sɛ wɔmfrɛ sika no wɔmfrɛ mo abere mu nana agu so a ɛne nananom nya nsawasoɔ ɛyi apayɛ wasere nananom sɛ wɔn mɛtae n'akyi abere mu sika no anya bɛdu ama nana agrada bie so Obo fada de fa no ya santo ababio wasan so akanya ne ho amene sika no anya bedu monhwe yesi atete kwa ni mu dokora na to ahye de onim sa rantie no sika ne gu ho sika ma waboto no ho adwiri papa only 2000 Ghana cedi na obenya sika nti de sika ne no won papa anya asibito na behwa 100 cedi notes and 200 cedis note ne aba Ghana $4 Entimi enya akwenya emfa wonmo ani enkubi no eno anenei ananom atai na agrada achi na watimi ayibi ma branch no so atimi adunani ahubi na odene nsa asomu wei enya kwana bra omuno mu ha nananom ahyena na agrada ama na hyira sika no so na wama wade so ede akofie akodi dwuma ene apinisie ama wo entwede ofie na agrada nche osutu laptop na onso badisika garibi kakra okra bi ade ba na nanom ebehwe na wonso osono de wonmo ayamawo amade kohwa branch ya ne nsan so 10 na chika no limpo eba ko ni na we go da ne ne ba se go no bolonto wo na ehini make wa ko ba ji so laptop na agrada age sika no tawo o ne ba se no na sika ya to mi gbe da ke dromo bolonto wo na sika ko yimbe na Nana, pacho beti mudi ako. Udi ya yeshiraso koto. Bolento unai. Wakasi wo ngwe ni msikanu yeshiraso na yasimi fanko. Weje ko na bra. Uba ya na wuju sika asanja ako. Sika ni edia mami. Ko kwemye bolento una ko yibe. Sika ni mi woke ya yi. Sika na kambi ni mi woke ya. Ene je ya no basan. Akami akeke ya. Nadi ode buy 2000 Ghana cedi no.
Okay, so it's very funny. If you look at the fact that what I realized this are all accomplices and as perpetrators. They're all part of the group who induce money and as they lure the public into extracting money from them, all in the name of juju and tricks or powers or something. But hey, for those of you who watch this, this morning I'm talking about the issue on board this morning. We're talking about the thousands that has fled from the clashes from Central African Republic, and you have a poloo's bail in and out. That seems to be very controversial because 80,000. Those of you who are making noise about the fact that. Okay, I think I've got my first caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, Chauvin.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm terribly good. Thank you very much. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad at all. This morning, I have outlined some few issues we want to talk about. My main concern as no segregation of anybody known to be above the law with respect to government officials and the families and all that. I know that in the country, especially in the third world, we've always had what we call biasness, especially. With the fact that if somebody belongs to any government family, he gets away with very, issues, especially regardless of how the magnitude of the crime. Don't you think it's about time we kept down to serve everyone the justice he or she deserves?
Oh, thank you very much. I would say good morning to all listeners. It is always the right time to do the right things. Dr. Martin Luther King said it. It's always the right time to do the right things. Our parliament does not help us. Our government, up to the date, do not help the people of Ghana as far as important issues like this is concerned. So we put things out of context. At the same time, when situations happen, we turn a blind eye and there's nowhere to go. So we've got a serious problem. It's at the root of our parliament, the House of Parliament, the Ghana government. Our rules, our laws must work. We've got the laws there that protects everybody in the country. But most of them do not work. That's where the problem is. We have good judges, good lawyers, and all that. But at the end of the day, some things are not right, and we turn a blind eye. It's up to us in the society. Maybe we've got to rise up and shout. But gone are those days of demonstrations. But it looks as if that's what the government wants us to do in order for them to wake up and do the right thing for us, all of us in the country.
Right. So, if you look at the system over the years, how has the judicial system, been on its feet? You think there's some skirmishes, there's some what we call injustice? Could you tell the fair deal of the laws in our land?
Yes, I would say directly, yes, there's some injustice. There are so many injustices in our system. Because if you go into our prisons today, there are some people who have been on remand for years.
Without trial.
That is not, without trial. It's not fair. We put them there and we don't think about them. Our civil society is also aloof. Probably they have not got the chance to do it. But if you come to the advanced world, to be quite honest with you, United Kingdom, what I know is what I'm telling you. Civil societies have got the right to go into jails, prisons, interview prisoners and all that. We get to know, why are you here? Somebody wants to steal a bag of tomatoes or potatoes or yams, and he's been in jail since 2007 or what. You don't understand it. And it's all just a matter of money. Society, the government does not give any support to people who haven't got funds. Therefore, if you cannot pay for a lawyer, you are a dead person in cell. You'll be there until they bury you. It's not fair. We have to address this. It's an important question that you are asking. There are poor people, because they haven't got money, they have been on remand, as we are saying, for years. And it is not fair, Dr. Morton. What is it?
Well, so do you see the poor always falling victim and being vulnerable to these injustices? Are you there, Chairman? I'm the Chairman, Oko. Okay, beg your pardon. Okay, so we're talking about injustice. If you can call us on 0203-735-8820 or 0203-286-0185. 0203-735-8820 or 0203-286-0185. And the WhatsApp line is 077 8793-9958 077-879-39958. I think the WhatsApp line the battery is gone, but you can try any of the other two lines that are sent to you. Well, Chairman, I've lost him. Hopefully he tried to get back, and then we can talk about some of the injustice that seems to be going on in our country. What do you make of the Kwapin Poloo's issue? What do you make of the general law-abiding in our system, if you want to name or go beyond the whole of just Ghana, and then not just Ghana, but the African continent? do we see injustice, especially those in power, serving their or backing most of the families simply because they have families in government institutions? Chairman, sorry, I have lost you, but I'm going to read a few messages that I've got this morning. Sorry. Chairman, you can call back. I'm sorry for cut the line going off. I don't think I caught you. I think it was because there must be probably the reception was bad or something. But if you want to call back, I think I'll still pick you and let's talk about it. Okay, so Central African Republic. It looks as if there's always clashes in most part of Africa. If it's not the fact that, okay, so I've got maybe Chairman calling in. Yeah, Chairman.
Hello?
Yes, sorry for that. Who is this, please?
Yeah, I thought the line was cut off from the other side, but it's okay.
Yeah, let's go on, Chairman. You can go on, please. I was talking about the fact that we can. It's very obvious. It's so glaring. We can tell that the country has, those in government positions favoring if not their children or the entire family members, anybody who fall victim to the grip of the law, getting away with it. And then Kwapin Polo, for example. Well, I'm only using her because she seems to be the very scapegoat, not the entire areas of the law, but because she has become the scapegoat at the moment, do you think if she has a family in the government, she would go through what she's going through?
She must go through whatever she's going through, but it must be seen to be fair. What she's supposed to have done is not decent. It's an insult to the whole nation. It's not decent at all. I never grew up from the same home as she grew up. Maybe it depends upon the type of home this person grew up from. Definitely. If her mother was going around in a family home naked, of course, naturally, she will also copy that. My mom was not going around naked in my household, never. And so I've not learned, my father was not going naked in the home when I was growing up. I've never known anything like this until this lady's video came in. I'm not sure if she's the real person. It's just, excuse me, very filthy. So for her, for whatever she's supposed to have done, there's no way out. But then, making a big deal out of her name is disgusting. She's an ordinary person like you and me. So if we do something wrong, the law must take its course. But in Ghana, we idolize anything. In Ghana, we idolize anything and everything. Do you understand? I know we are all humans.
Yeah.
But some are probably more human than the others. Because if you behave like that, then what about the animals in the zoo? Animals in the zoo, they go this naked because they have no clothes to wear. But for us human beings, we wear clothes. We are taught, we are trained to be decent. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not everybody who grew up from the same type of decent homes, which is a big shame. And sometimes, if you really check that person, and the person is mentally retarded, that person, somebody has gone mental. I'm being general here. Somebody's gone mental, and therefore, instead of being treated, he doesn't know he's mentally retarded person, or is going even berserk, and she just thinks, and even have the temerity to picture it or video it and send to the world as if it's something great. In fact, it's not. I would rather even recommend that such a person must be sectioned and taken to the mental home to be examined, because the lady may be unwell. A normal person wouldn't do that. I'm sure you wouldn't do that. The listeners wouldn't do that.
Now,
they wouldn't do that.
Looking at your heydays, put it that way, and then now the the judge who sat on this case claimed that she was trying to set an example, because lately we've seen young girls who seems to be exposing most of their private assets, and it's getting too rampant, and so she thought poloo will serve as an scapegoat. Why do we find these things very common lately? I know they were fashioned during your days. I know you're a fan of Billy, what's his name, James Brown and all that. But I don't think your mates and your contemporaries who were as young as yourself then were displaying all these kind of very, very eyesore.
No, thank you very much. As it was in the beginning, it's so it shall be ever more the same. You know what I mean? Nothing changes. Nothing changes, but culture and trends change. We understand. We understand that, but decency is the same. Anything that is clean, has always been clean from hundreds of years. Anything that is not clean, we know it's not clean. That's what we're talking about. We know that things do change. These days, culture, of course, yes, in Ghana, we copy it blindly. Go to Ghana today, we copy blindly. In those days, our women were wearing God knows their clothes and all that. Go to Kaleshi Market now. Every woman wears trousers these days, and unfortunately, even the trousers are second-hand trousers from the UK on the streets of Adabaka or Kaleshi. So every woman is now wearing trousers, as you see in the UK. Even clothes, winter clothes, they are wearing. You know that things have changed. They copy blindly from the Western world or the foreign countries. That we can understand. But everything you do, it must be decent. That is the problem. There's nothing wrong changing things. After all, in those days, the changes, the way the men dress, the suits they wear, the trousers were wearing. You hear people saying Tunabu was in those days. And today, Tunabu has come back again. Do you know what is a Tunabu?
Okay, I know Tunabu very well. I know
you don't know.
I know Tunabu.
That's the skimpy trousers. It was in the 1960s.
Oh, okay. Jim, I know you.
And later on, the flare scheme, big trousers, the big flare scheme. Now it's out of fashion. Tunabu is back again. Okay. So for you know what I mean. So for dressing, I wouldn't say anything against the dressing at all. The dress code changes every 10 years.
Okay, Chairman, Mami Bedu Suchio. Anyway, now.
Hey, say hello to her.
Say, Papa. I'll say, Uchio, Papa, no, you're a bit of fashion touch. Anyway.
Oh, give her my article, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right, let's go to the Chauvin case. The gentleman who murdered Floyd. Finally is being guilty of all the 3 counts, and I believe this is a good news. What do you make of that verdict?
Oh God, we thank God for that verdict, and unfortunately, I think it was somebody made a mistake. Whatever, a senator in the U.S., a black lady, made a statement. She shouldn't have made it at all. Because what was she was saying that it must be a total verdict of guiltiness and all that. We know. But once she said that, the defense lawyer was using it. That guy is a good lawyer. I listened to every word he used. He's a strong lawyer. But because of the pressures of the world, I tell you, the guy would have won his case. The defense would have won the case. The reason I'm saying this is that, one, this lady is a senator. She's got a following. And she's made a statement, knowing very well that you must not make that statement until judgment is given. She came to say, oh, definitely it must be guilty on all 3 counts. We know that. Once she did that, that gentleman, I just miss his name a bit, Eric is something, he made a big issue out of it, that in any different dispensation, the guy will have won the case for a retrial. Because the the jury was influenced by or supposed to be influenced by the statement the lady made, even though the jurors were in a hiding or in a hole or somewhere. This is the beauty of the law. But having said that, when I make out of the case, of course, I mean it's a thing that must never happen again, and I'm glad that it happened. But at the core of it, this is how good it is to be a human being in 2021. What was the cause of this guy being apprehended by the police in the first place? Okay. A fake $20 bill. That's all.
Before you go on, I think I've got another caller. Hold on, Chairman. Good morning. Good morning.
Meeting.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, may I know who I'm talking to, please? Good morning. Hello. Oh dear. Good morning. Chairman, I'm Don Tamaka. You want to go on, Chairman, please?
Oh, yes. It's very sad. If we're really being honest with ourselves, why did Mr. Floyd have to go through that? Because he went to use a fake currency to buy something. And when he was apprehended, he wouldn't agree to be arrested.
Now,
and these policemen,
Chairman, a lot of people feel, sir, the verdict was actually 12.5 years out of what he was meant to be about 40 or 30 and beyond. But being a first-time offender, these were all part of the consideration that has left to be given about what they came about as a verdict. Do you think some people still don't see it as justice being served?
To be honest, justice has been served. But I tell you what, I did my research. Minneapolis, I found out that there's no death penalty there. In certain states of America, there are death penalties there. This guy should have gone straight into a death penalty affair. If you can suppress somebody and kneel on his neck in public. Now every person in the whole world, billions of human beings, we are all witnesses to that. There's no way we have to forgive. There's no way we have to pardon him. He's very lucky to get, God knows, 40 years or what. I'm telling you, he should have been hanged straight away. In Saudi Arabia, this man would have been hanged this morning, Friday morning. In Saudi Arabia, if one commits such a heinous crime, he will be hanged. Then people will go and to the sports stadium or God knows whatever and watch and clap. Because it's so cool just to kill your fellow human being. Not even in secret, but in the glare of the whole world. That's why it makes you sad. When I watch the case, sometimes you switch off the television because you are not happy what you are seeing, Dr. Morton.
Now, you see, what makes it such heartbreaking is the fact that, his hands tied behind him, his face placed on the floor, and the fact that he was still harmless, yet, and he
was in handcuffs.
Yeah, he nailed on his neck to choke him to death.
You could see that the man, is a racist. You understand?
You think so?
Unfortunately, the guy happens to be a black person. As you and me walk around, you see a white person or black person or blue person. If somebody is racist, he doesn't want you to live in the first place. So in his position as a police officer who is God of authority, my goodness me, he do his work. You could see that the man was a clear racist. You could see from his face. Put one left hand in his pocket and come on, making sure the guy is dead. Making sure but if this man comes out, somebody will snatch him and then finish him straight away. I don't think the man will ever come back into this world. Somebody would definitely kill him.
You think his killing Floyd was a deliberate act?
Say it again?
You think killing Floyd was a deliberate act?
Of course, yes. We are all witnesses. We are all witnesses. We saw it clearly, and it's not fair. You can't treat another human being like that. It's just like marriage. If you marry the wrong person, you can divorce, you know what I mean? Don't kill him or her. These cases are happening in Ghana these days. In the past, government 4 weeks, 2 men in Ghana have stabbed their wives to death. Why don't you let a woman go and find another man and you find another woman? I'm not saying this crime is only in the United States. It's even worse in Ghana. It is worse in Ghana. When man takes the knife and cuts a wife, they stab a wife to death. At least that one we know, but this one, that one we don't know. But this one we all saw it. In Ghana's case, I'm giving example of it happens and we get to know the reports. But this one, it was happening gradually. We were watching gradually until the man died, and that's what hurts the whole world, Dr. Morton. That's what makes it so different. You see, it makes it so different, difficult. I hope to God.
Okay, now, Chairman, we've got now we talk about two of the issues about injustice and Floyd's case and then poloo. Now, thousands flee fresh clashes in Central African Republic. Is a recent fighting between government forces and rebels in Northern Central African Republic (CAR) has forced more than 2,000 refugees into neighboring Chad over the week. Why most of these clashes that crop up in most African countries, if not to the fact of the greed or political positions that all these gentlemen will be looking forward to attain, why must it always end up in clashes, especially when somebody want to some government position or power wrangling, put it that way? Must it always end up in these kind of clashes? Hello, Chairman. Okay, Chairman is gone. His line is cut again. Okay, so you are listening to Chairman Yorson, who was on the first issue. But the gentleman who called earlier that I held him on, unfortunately, so went to me for you can try calling back again, 0203 735 8820 or 0203 286 0185. Okay, you're on GN Radio. This is Dr. Morton. It's Friday. This is where we summarize all the events from Monday to Monday to Friday. I'm going to get Big Joe to play another video, which I believe was have something to do with the topic that we had discussed on. Okay, so I'm going to read a few messages that I've got as well concerning. Okay, I think Chairman is still back. Let me. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Morton.
Oh, Chairman, maybe why your line seems to be cutting, but
Oh no, yes, sir. Maybe some technical challenges on the other side, but don't worry.
But the good thing is at least you're back. Yeah. So I was talking about why there should be always clashes, especially if not a government who doesn't want to step down or don't want to be overthrown. Or must we always have these that seems to be affecting the innocent citizenry of the country?
This is a complicated question. Can you state it again, please, sir?
Yeah.
So that I can...
Yes. Yeah. What I'm saying is, in most African countries, most of these fresh clashes are as a result of either not one incumbent government that doesn't want to step down, or feel the country or the citizenry feel they've stayed in power for quite an acceptable number of years, and must it always result in vulnerable innocent citizenry losing their lives?
In fact, I'm a human rights activist. I'm a trade unionist. I don't want one man to impose his will on the people all the time. If you go to animal farm, come on. So there must be changes. If the leadership is rotten, especially dictatorship, where they lose elections, but they say they won the elections. President Mugabe, when he lost elections, he was not pleased with the results. So he carried on and on and on and on until recently we had Chad. And his own son has organized a military coup d'etat to kill him. Not to overthrow him, but to kill him. Chad is the latest 31-year-old guy. He's a head of state. You know what I mean? African countries, we are not good anywhere. We are not good. Of course, people are, I won't say civilized. We are aware. We've had enough. The whole of Africa, not just one corner. But it's happening. This man, that man was being in power for 6 times, and he thought he's the only best person. I disagree. So it must be even United Nations must come into such cases. Those of us who are still developing, we must be checked or looked after by the United Nations, where the interests of the well-being of the people are concerned. In European countries, they handle it better than, unfortunately, African countries, because we do whatever we want until the military take over. Some takeovers are not necessary, some are necessary. When you be in power for more than two terms, you've got to step aside. But some of our brothers in Africa, they don't step aside as well. And in fact, I don't support them. Look at what Mr. Biden has come in. Because Obama served 2 terms, he has sat somewhere. Joe Biden has come, or Mr. Trump came. That's the beauty of even the democracy, one of the best things we need. We don't want one man to impose himself until somebody uproots him. That's what happened in most parts of the developing world.
Okay, Chairman, I think I'm going to leave you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution, sir.
Very much obliged.
Have a good weekend.
And you. Bye. Bye.
Okay, so I've got Namanya T herself here this morning. She's going to help me talk about these issues about Equiapim poloo. Namanya is here. Now, Namanya has been around for some time. Namanya is a very fashionable touch woman. She herself believes that there's nothing wrong going through fashion, but Manya, I want to say good morning. Bibiabo here.
Good morning, and good morning to all the listeners as well.
Okay, so Manya, you're always looking incredibly beautiful. What I want to know is, Equiapim poloo over the this particular week has been in the grip of the law, all in the sense that she, is either she goes back in or she's out, based on the fact that the government want to use her as a scapegoat, so that the rest who would copy, what's her name, the lifestyle she is in, when it comes to exposing some very private assets of a woman, it'll stop. You think it's actually going to curb down the situation? It's going to serve as a deterrent? Hello, what do you say? Is it going to stop the rest of Omua almost so Bano? What do you say, Manya?
Well, first of all, good morning once again. First of all, I truly believe it to serve as a deterrent to others, but not just one person. You understand? Because there are a lot of people out there still doing this kind of thing. It's just rather unfortunate that she posted hers to the media. But I know a whole lot of people also out there not posting on the media, but they are still exposing themselves in the name of getting money or making fame
That's
and
right,
stuff like that. So just equipping poloo alone, I'm not really sure it will serve the purpose
of the law.
But if this as the scapegoat first instance, and then there is another one, or perhaps the government is curving the media to see all those who by chance have posted such nude pictures and start persecuting them in this way, then of course when people or the generation coming seeing this kind of things going on, they will at least they will stop in a way, because with the fear that if government are taking you to prison because you are posting your nude pictures, we have instances that people might say yes, minimum somebody
okay,
it.
That's right, yeah,
but then we have cyber experts that can really know the source of the photos or the media. So if they can get the source and then know, yes, it wasn't your phone or it wasn't your laptop or whatever that you posted to the media, they can get whoever does that. Like,
okay,
you know very well, like a BA or post BKB or posting way on your phone.
Right. It's also served as a crime. Yeah.
Obia, you careful. Me, send me anything. Or hona me delete instant. Then I reply to you, say never again. Never send me such video or
picture of
send me evidence, because sometimes ube will say what delete you, but deleting it in your file probably hidden somewhere.
Right.
Unam na ye stopo and by any chance, I mean it's rare, but any chance now police get involved or immigration get involved or whatever. They access your phone, you access.
Manya, where you can say, Mam Bedu says Manya T is our UK dignified slave queen. I think I agree with Mam Bedu. Mam Bedu. Okay, so from where I sit, I think Manyeti was the young days of Anita Baker, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye, and those. But I didn't think you slayed that terribly. It wasn't as bad as this time around.
The name Slay, I don't really understand.
We just got to know it really recently.
The way I understand Slay is not what they are terming themselves.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
A meaning in a different concept.
Definition. Yeah.
Slay to me in media meaning no more portray. No.
But I can tell those times, Manya I can tell, okay, you didn't give up easily like that. It wasn't easy.
Dr. Morton.
Where the young men come in, where the young men putting pressure on you, where your dad very overprotective over these young guys coming.
My father is a pastor.
Oh dear.
And also I mean, if you are so
well cultured morals and that.
This kind of lifestyle, you who are born, so we don't see.
We're not allowed here.
We're cultured in a way that when you are in society, they will see you, they will have that different perception of you. So this slave stuff thing,
you just got to know it.
It's
you
not
just
our
got
style.
to know it. Okay, so let me ask you this, Manya. Question is. Has it become the order of the day because of the fame and the money and the adverts and all these? Is it just reason?
Of course, 100%. 100%. I mean, come think of it. Why will I post such things? I mean, on the media.
If for no reason.
For no reason. Now, let's have this typical example of Ikuapem Poloo's one. Opposed to nude photo be. Na Oshatari very transparent. Na opposed to Onwana, it wasn't intention, but say within 10 minutes of that postage,
right,
she got over 1 million viewers. So if they are not interested in what she's doing,
right.
No nya more views, so emanu kakra. Inti san kakra no so at all costs to her posting nude and stuff like that is business to her. Is say ne character no na or actually, but a business to her to do that and to get income out of it. So what dear no, but then it come down to the root. Say ejuma different. For
you attribute these things to lack of jobs as well, job opportunities.
Of course. So maybe you need na ejuma prospects. Why will I start posting my naked and doing all sort of idea on media for people to view and then I get money out of it?
Because there's no job to do.
Exactly. And our government so is not really responsible for these people. So to say because we had on Sasha buying them.
Right.
But Ghana no say law na ye adwuma all right. But there are certain instances and found obey. Into say a masisi and Ikuapem Poloo being a scapegoat na a bet man said the law is working now. I think it's a best deterrent
to the young ladies.
Yes.
Oh dear. But well, I read a story like that. Most of these, degree holders in most of the universities, a few of them turned to armed robbery because their children and their families had to feed.
Exactly.
And we're not saying it was good they get into armed robbery, but it becomes the only choice of survival.
I'm telling you.
And then so all these things, when there's jobs, you still want to blame the government, or let's say that's the reason at least why they get into these things.
Exactly, I would say so.
Because the woman, you need basic necessities and
exactly. Now, well, be sure I know be answer na sebi obekwa akode na sebekwa akodi sika. I know be obi wa ho suru and as ade no so omoye na nye ni kan na ye. And so, and you'll be an obeka so to get money.
You can confidently discuss this in public.
Exactly.
You can do this.
You get it.
Okay, so I've got a caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Doc.
Hello, sir. May I know who I'm talking to, please?
Oh, Joe.
Oh, Uncle Joe. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'll pull me.
Manya, can you hear Joe?
Yes.
Manya can hear you live and clear. I'm Joe. Some night about this morning. Some are very difficult to accept.
Yeah.
These are more of a gloomy issues to you because Nyama this come about on Ikuapem Poloo.
Exactly.
You're very
exactly.
You're a very serious caller. So But you know Chauvin the case with Floyd, the death of these black man who was choked to death has not been a priority when it comes to the things you outlined with the IBIA.
Yeah. Meda wase for the opportunity na mechi TF na me ma me no so meda na say for her brilliant submission.
Manyeti is a very fashionable woman.
Yeah, in as much as we all have to come into terms to say we agree to disagree.
Yes.
We also have to respect the opinions of others. In this case, I'm saying this because I disagree in a small way with my auntie on a Ikuapem Poloo issue, Kakra. You see, we all accept and understand, say, job any Ghana. But is it now the norm, say, because there are no jobs, we have to be naked on the street? Is it what we want to tell the next generation, that when there is no job, you have what you've got, so you have to use it to make money? Is that the level of in as much as a Ikuapem Poloo issue, me, I agree and I support to say Yemfanintum as a deterrent. And the man makers and say it then in as much as Ikuapem Poloo is a vulnerable person, I mean or nobody in society, let me put it that way, with all due respect. Because I know, say, Hannah Tete, a former foreign affairs minister, something compared to like a pawn, excuse my language. Nobody did anything to him. But the reason why I support, say, Poloo Yenchen, and they said, then it gives us the voice to also demand, say, when it is Akufo-Addo's daughter or when it is Mohammed's son or whatever, we can also call, say, look, Poloo Mochen, into the Muhammad Bamunso Monchen. But when we all wake up and try to justify, say, but we have to go through.
Perhaps you got me wrong.
Joe, okay, so let me clarify this. Manya say, he's not saying it's the best way to survive, but okay, this is what prompted the lady to do it. Is that what you say?
Yeah, I'm not really into I'm not really kind of arguing against her. Like I say, it's her opinion. Yeah. But I'm saying this as a general thing. Say, okay. Poloo should not use that as a yardstick, because if I make myself naked and post a picture there, I earn money. So if I have offended the law, if I have flouted the law, I should be spared because I'm earning money from that.
Yes, exactly.
Then of course so they are making money from it. They should be spared. Are you getting it? Then we give justification.
Yes.
Yeah, we give justification to every evil.
Yes.
And now Obisu making argument say Poloo is a breadwinner. You see, that should have also informed her decision in whatever decision she was making. As a breadwinner, whatever decision you make, has a positive or negative impact. And to have a negative impact on your responsibility as a breadwinner, you should think about it. And to me, I sit down and I ask myself, where do we want the country to go? Do we want an animal farm country, or we want a lawful country? Because Obi Kodi Bonia, a breadwinner, you see, in Sicily, yes, a single mother. So are we now going to arrest double mothers? you see, it's appalling, and so-called celebrities and all that. I am saying, yes, judge, I can forgive her because of saying, you see, Poloo as a scapegoat, fine, I forgive her because Hannah Tete and so I forgive her. But from today, and then 2021, 23rd April, so you will say, whoever commits a crime, whether we are J.J. Rawlinson, whether we are Jesus Christ, you should also face the law.
Okay, now, Joe, I've got 1 minute. I've got a video that is going to be played by Wakandan Joe. Okay, cool. Right, so I've got a video that's going to be played by this gentleman. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, sorry, I think it's a line
Yeah, hold on, because I've got a video that is going to be played CCR by a preacher who is going to. It's coming from the video too. Things that I'm here then. Okay, so I want you to watch what this guy is saying 1 minute.
And very short and simple. Very short and simple. It is about people says some judiciary says some anyone minor said yeah to train up and I don't ever can agree. I said today.
Yo,
yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so Afrifa is another public speaker who wants to talk about you're kind of saying Cynthia, they segregate the law, and I say some of the poor people how do you call it? Some of the poor people fall victim to these things because they don't have almost families now are not in government positions. And so this gentleman he starts off his video singing, but before that, I think that I've got Mr. Idris who wanted to talk about one of the issues.
Yeah, I don't know if you permit me just a minute to finish what I was saying, then
okay.
I can.
Big Joe say Pacho, can you hold it? Caller B wanted to make his submissions 1 minute, and then we'll take it from there. Yes, go on.
Yeah. So like I was saying, if you're vulnerable, we are always pleading when we flout the law. We are pleading, say, you're vulnerable, we should be forgiven. Then the rich who can buy their way will always
hold on. Yeah, go on.
Then the rich who have the money will always buy their way. And let us accept that we are vulnerable. The law has caught up with us. Let us accept guilt and face the consequence. Then it gives us the voice to also demand. Say when a rich person also does it, we can also be on the street and demand that such a person is arrested. Are you getting my point?
Second person.
Now, now, lastly on George Floyd Wayne, it's good news. I mean, the sentence is a good news. But you see, I don't know if you've read about Micaiah Bryant, a 16-year-old girl who was shot in America by a white policeman. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yeah.
And then, you see, we need to tread cautiously. The issue now, racism and all that, we need to tread cautiously. Micaiah Bryant is a black person who was wielding a knife to kill another black person. This person was shot by a white policeman, and all of a sudden, we are demanding justice for Micaiah Bryant. Now, where do we stand? Black lives matter. Yet, a black person is trying to kill another black person, and a policeman who is a white person had intervened, and yet we are crucifying the policeman all because he is white.
Okay.
Is it that one black life don't matter and another black life matter, or is it just we have grown so much hatred for white police people?
Okay, Joe, hold on 1 minute. Remember, hello, good morning, Idris. Are you there?
Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Morton.
Good morning, Baoni.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Right. Okay. You must have seen the headlines that I brought this morning.
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank God, at least you and I, we're third world. Not to say that we're the only third world country that does not abide by law. You've seen the 3 counts of the guilty 3 counts of Chauvin, the gentleman who killed Floyd.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied being the first offender? You think justice is served?
Yeah, but let's commend those who allow that trial to go on public television first, because at that particular point there was nothing for anybody to hide again. The world saw what happened. We even saw the unseen videos from the body camera, which eventually drove home the point that this was not just a thing, it was a murder. But beyond that, yes, justice has been served in that case, but unfortunately nobody's interested in conviction of Derek. We're interested in George living his life, playing his own role in the life of his own children. That's most important to us. But at least in that aspect, justice is served. I think one point I want to drive home here is the fact that when we see shooting in Africa, we see shooting in Ghana, in Nigeria, we know the types of brutality about the police is worldwide now. It's not limited to anywhere.
Right.
It's not limited to the third world country alone. Brutality of the police.
Right. So if I understand you, the fact that the whole world's stuck in chaos, regardless of who was in charge of his murder, as what led to his conviction. Otherwise, he would have gone on the racial grounds. Is that what you mean?
It could have gone other way if it was not a worldwide televised event. Because we were able to see the unseen footages. So it was difficult for anybody at that particular time to hide anything. But that is aspect of it. The second aspect I'm trying to hammer on is that police brutality is not limited to any region. There's police brutality. Once they wear that uniform.
Joe, can you hear Idris? Joe, can you hear Idris, please? Oh, Joe, I think Joe.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can hear him. Good. Okay, go on, Idris, please.
Once they put on that uniform, there is this mentality of we are all in anything. The kind of training they give them, I don't understand. I see police in Africa, once they put that uniform, it's a different police from when you meet him on the street. I see police in this country too, when they put on uniform, when they harass you on the road, they speed as if that impunity. I don't understand what's in that uniform. It now occurred to me now that it's a global phenomenon, and we must unite. We must bring it on the conviction of Derek. Begin to reform the police. The police are human beings like us.
Oh dear.
Why is it that when you put on the uniform, everything just changes?
Oh, Idris, I think you called just at the latter part of the show. So if you can wrap it up for me, I'll be very happy, please.
Yes, but the most important thing is that we should begin to learn lesson from this case now, that no matter what happens at one point in time, justice, the law will cut up with you.
Thank you very much, Idris. God bless you. At least thank you for chipping in with your contribution. All right, Joe, can you finalize it for us, please? Gentleman thought that, it was unacceptable, especially the fact that he's choked to death with his arms at the back. He was harmless. So anyway, go on, Nick. What were you talking about?
Yeah. So I'm only kind of marrying this case to other things that is happening in terms of our demand for the justice for the black man. We need to be very cautious in our argument, because if a white police person has been able to protect another black person from a black person who was trying to kill this black person, then I don't think we have to be on the street marching for the head of this white person, all in the name of he's a white policeman, or all in the name of white police people are killing black people. At least this policeman protected another black man. You understand? Yeah. And I've seen people like LeBron James posting a picture of this policeman asking, say he is next and that he needs to be killed and all that. I mean, are we interested as black people? Say, we want to protect black Africans and kill black Americans, or want to protect black Americans and kill black Africans, or kill mixed race people and leave pure black people?
Okay, Joe,
I don't understand.
Can you wrap it up?
Yeah, it's a good news, George Floyd. It's a good news for me. I see every murder is a murder. What is happening in Ghana is no different from how George Floyd was killed. The people are going through the same thing, and that we need to let laws work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think it's time now to wrap up the show. Manyati is here for the second program. That's the law lifting. I'll see you hopefully next week.
Every time
Thank you.
Justice Atuguba etna eye court so now really a 2013 case. No one ankasa arrogative powers to himself so a for content. No shall see behave like the